Hello, everybody. I'm just going to start talking because I had a few things to say before I actually got into this episode. Welcome back to Fresh Daily Meggs. I have a few things I'm just going to put out there. I realized how much I say the word like, and I was talking about it in one of my classes because we do a lot of podcast assignments and the teachers are giving advice, and I'm thinking to myself, I say like so much. If it was a hydration game where it's take a shot of water every time I said the word like, you'd be so hydrated. So this is like exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to avoid that, be more confident in my speaking, and be more enunciating of my words. So that's like the goal for these next two episodes I'm about to film. Shout out to my professors who call me out on my stuff. So this podcast is brought to you by, it's like International Women in Sports Day month. I don't know, but I celebrated it with the Knicks. I celebrated it with overtime. And I thought I'm just going to dedicate an episode to this. But before you guys X out, because you're like, I don't want to hear that, I actually have some pretty interesting stuff to say. You know, all right, just take a seat, grab some popcorn, and we're just gonna get into it. I'm not gonna berate anybody, but I'm just gonna be to the point because I feel like I'm a very straightforward person. And this stuff is something that, you know, people ask me about, and I just don't like when people sugarcoat it. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know, I'm done with that. We're just gonna get really real. But I just did some introspective thinking, and I haven't even said like once. Look at that. Yeah, right? So I've been doing some thinking lately, and I made a bunch of notes, and my queen Isabel edited them for me to make them legible. And I just had a lot of like thoughts on women in sports and what it means in 2022. And I'm not going to go down the rant saying the three common words: strong, powerful, brave. No, I'm not going to say that. Like, we're actually going to dig on deep into here. And my first thing is very surface level. It's the idea that like women in sports, it's so, when people ask me what I do and I explain it, you know, people either are like, oh, that's so easy, or oh, like they, or maybe like my TikTok comments, people think I just kind of do nothing. And it's really funny because I actually do put a lot of my time and effort and work and mental state into overtime and what I do in the sports industry for a specific reason. Women don't fit like the cookie cutter in sports anymore. There's so many positions that are like hard to explain, but you can essentially do anything. Like, it's no longer just a courtside reporter. It's no longer just someone reading off statistics. It's no longer that, you know. It's not just being an athlete as well, you know. I guess the role influencer takes on a lot of different ideals and all of that, but there's so much just within and behind the scenes that people don't see. And until you're in the industry, you will not get it. But when you're in it, you'll see like you can wear multiple hats, and as do men. But I'm just saying, like, when people see a woman in sports, their first question is, oh, what's your position? You know what? Sometimes I can't even say my position because I just do so many random things, and I've done so many things over the years with overtime that, you know, I wear multiple hats, and it's quite literally a construction hat and a thinking cap and a anything else you want to say, because I do a lot of crazy stuff, and I love every second of it. I don't care what it is. I could be taking out the trash, or I could be filming my podcast as I am now, and I'm happy. So you know what? Deal with it. No one's cookie cutter. No one fits one mold anymore. So I guess I have a lot of supporters. I think everyone, like, if you're watching this, you're probably just one of my supporters. I don't think, like, people that don't like me want to sit through me talking for 12 minutes. That's a nightmare. Who would want to do that? But, you know, I do occasionally get the average, not hate comment, but I mean, it's not pleasant. Like, there's nothing really terrible that I'm crying myself to sleep. But, like, you know, mid, it's so, oh, please, don't get me started on mid. But when people make comments about my job and just me in general, I think it just reflects on a lot of the way that people think of where I am. And I guess all this mainly pertains to me, but I feel like me speaking my half can really speak volumes on a lot of other people that are out there doing something similar to what I'm doing. But I get ignorant, oblivious, inappropriate comments. I get the craziest comments sometimes that literally are pulled from like deep under people's beds. Like, I don't know where you're pulling these from, but they're like digging into their closet, like brushing the dust off, and they're like, this is great. This is what I'm gonna post. And they're so just, I wonder what goes through your mind when you're posting this. And a lot of it usually is this is where my main argument comes in. A lot of it usually comes from when I'm posting with athletes. And this infuriates me because I worked so hard to build my own name, my own repertoire. Is that the word? I don't know. My own resume, my own brand image to be able to work alongside the greatest people I could ever have met. And that includes people with overtime, people within other NBA teams, athletes. And that's like a huge part of my job is having athlete relationships to make content. Y'all want to see the content. So imagine how confused I get. Well, I worked so hard to build up my name to the point where like players know me when I'm walking through the back alley hallways of like NBA games, dapping them up. And people automatically just have the most ignorant things to say when I do post a picture, a video on TikTok. Just say anything relative to me having a friendship with anyone who is successful and male. Let me say something here. We're gonna scratch everything you ever thought. If you see a woman next to a successful man, and I'm not dissing anyone's success, I know I work with a lot of successful men and I look up to them, and that's awesome, good for them, great, I love it. I didn't work hard for the last 3 years to be told that to be told ignorant comments because I am making a video or standing next to a successful man. Why don't you think, oh wow, she's successful too? No, why does it always go to the most stupidest comment that you could possibly think of? That's what I don't understand. And it's only because I'm a girl. Like, I know it's because I'm a girl and I'm standing next to these guys. But let me tell you, if you had the opportunity to be standing next to LaMelo Ball, you would be grinning ear to ear the same way I was, because that was pretty dang cool. And it's funny because these people, because they aren't doing what I'm doing, I think just have something miserable to say. But, you know, I guess a lot of it is in part of me being a woman in sports, standing next to these big time athletes. And you know what? I just don't know why I'm not thought of as successful as well. So that makes me mad. Rethink what you're thinking. That should never be the first thing that comes to your mind. And that's a you problem. Look a little deeper into yourself. And also another big thing is that, switching a little bit of gears here, you know, me being a woman, I love being a woman. Are you kidding me? I love what I represent. You know, a lot of people always kind of look at my content and they're like, why aren't you posting sports content today? You posted a video of you doing makeup. What are you talking about? Yeah, I get it. My audience is guys. But like, if I want to post like a video of me lip syncing and I just maybe because I feel pretty that day, I own it. You know what? Owning beauty and makeup and just being girly, like I love being feminine, that has nothing to do with my love for sports. Are you kidding me? People think you have to fit one mold, and I'm not dissing anybody that isn't in touch with that. You know, that's okay. But for the little girls that are watching me and that do feel that way but still enjoy sports, I was that girl wearing pink to my practices when I played softball, basketball, all those things, soccer. I was the one wearing pink because I loved that, but I loved being athletic and competitive, and that's okay. You can mix the two. Just speaking for me, for anyone watching me, it's perfectly okay to be in touch with your girly side and like pink. You know, it's okay. And to like sports. I'm also really into the sports world, and I'm here to get down and dirty and play basketball with the boys at college. And yeah, I'm bad, but like you don't have to keep them mutually exclusive. You know, things can overlap a little. So I like kind of being the representation that you don't have to be a major D1 athlete, or you don't have to like not wear makeup. Like, it's okay to do all those things. It's okay that I suck at basketball, and it's okay that I enjoy basketball while wearing my Dior lip gloss. All those things are fine. And if you do that, you know, I feel like I should validate that right now because a lot of people make fun of that. Yeah, it's just confidence in being a woman should not make me any less professional, and it doesn't. So that's where I stand on that one. And my problem is not that I am offended by ignorant comments. You know, I love my life. I worked very hard to get here. I'm on a great path in my mind, and that's good. You should love where you're at. If you're not, you should change it. But a lot of people also think just because I am like a woman, they're like, oh, you're bragging. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Just because I'm kind of posting about my journey and my life and things like that. So I guess it is hard because I'm trying to tailor to a male audience that I do have. My content is like, I think I posted on Twitter. Let me just read my ratio. It actually got better, and that's why I tweeted it. But my ratio on Instagram is drumroll. RJ, drumroll, please. Yay! It is... My ratio is 95.8% men and 4.1% woman. You can see the tiny little speck of woman. But I love that because I love when people tell me they follow me when I meet them in person and they're a girl. But, like, that's, like, what it is now. But it used to be, like, I think, like, 2% or something crazy. So I do have a male audience. I try to tailor to them. But I also try to, I try to help people kind of gain a different perspective on me as a woman in sports. And yeah, I do joke around sometimes because I have a sense of humor. Like, I'm gonna make fun of myself sometimes, but I can do that. You can make fun of yourself. That's called being humble and having some self-awareness. I love the word self-awareness. I overuse that to the day I die, but it's true. Like, I sometimes do make jokes about being a dishwasher because, you know, it's like taking back and owning when guys like comment that stupid stuff, or like when I post a selfie and my caption is mid. You think that hurts me? It doesn't. I laugh along with you because you know what? People that say things like that just, I think, have really nothing else to say. I think it's like a boredom thing to see if I'll comment back. A lot of my hate comments, actually, they just want me to comment back. So I just delete them because I'm like, I'm not going to give you satisfaction. I used to like them, but then they get excited. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But, Also, I worry for all the little girls that, like, look at my content, because if you see a video of me with an athlete and I'm just making funny, lighthearted content, and say you're like 15, 16 years old and you want to do that one day, you want to work in with the athletes and be in the sports world, and you see all my comments are referring and having a negative connotation to, you know, you're going to start to think that's actually how you do it. You're going to start to, 15 and 16, if I was 15 and 16, I was pretty impressionable. I would read something and be like, oh, that's how it happens? Like, that's how you do it? No, but I think it's just like it's this huge misconception about being a woman in sports. And I just never want any young girl to see my stuff. I don't care if you say it to me, because I'm just going to delete it and I'm fine. I'm not going to take it to heart. But it's for like a bunch of younger girls. Think about what you say. Would you want your little sister being like said things like that? No, you wouldn't. Would you want people to say things like that to your mom? No. So you know what? If you're still watching, also, like, awesome, good for you. I'm educating you. This is great. If you're still here. But if the views are dropping off at this point, that's okay. I'm just getting my thoughts out, and that's just how I feel about it. Oh, it's already been 14 minutes. Wow. Well, I'm just gonna add in this one last point. Is I did this line of work for the positivity and the culture. It's honestly opened me up to so many different types of people. It's opened me up to so many different, it's like even like cultures, just like all these different people that come from different places. It's something we can all agree on. It's something we can all enjoy. And sports is harmonious, and I love that about it. And I've met so many people that, you know, when I used to live back in my little bubble in my hometown where everyone was generally the same and, you know, you never really supposed to step out, it was awesome. And I've met so many incredible supporters and athletes and other women in the industry and other men in the industry. So I do this I do it for little Megan, who always wanted to have a platform and always wanted to be something and feel the love that I receive now. But also I do it because I just love everything that comes with it and everything that's positive that comes with it. But for all the negative stuff that comes with it, cut it out. Get out of here. Stop. Before you send that stupid comment about me because I'm posting about like the athlete relationships I have or my job or saying I got my job for this reason or that reason, just think to yourself, if you were in my position, would you be happy here? You would. So you might just sound a little ignorant. And that's on Meggology. Yep. All right. That's all I have to say about it. And Finn and cut.